From Careco TV, one of the longest running outdoor programs on television today, exploring the country and the coast in search of adventures. From the mountains of the Great Northwest to the shores of the Atlantic Ocean, this is Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin. This week on Americana Outdoors, we're bringing you the latest and greatest gear in the turkey hunting world that will make your time in the field all the more enjoyable. And throughout the show, we'll be sharing some look-backs on some of our favorite turkey hunting experiences with unforgettable action.
Turkey hunting is an addiction. It is very engaging. You can be in constant communication sometimes, and then at other times, nobody wants to talk to you at all. And my whole goal there is to have that conversation with the hens to cause a lot of ruckus around us to make that old tom that I know is near me come strutting, come showing up. But if he doesn't, it's okay. Just hanging out and talking to the hens and studying turkey behavior is enough to keep my addiction filled and most likely addict somebody else. There's so many ways to turkey hunt. You can walk for miles, you can sit for hours in the same spot, you can sneak into the roost in the darkness, you can hunt the water, you can hunt food sources, you can have a pop-up, and all of them can be successful. You determine based on the conditions often what you want to do and how you're going to hunt them based on that day. I mean, I'm always formulating a plan to go turkey hunting, and what I've learned is every plan that I have, I need to have about 47 backups, because those turkeys are probably gonna fool me far more than I'm gonna fool them.
As we've seen in the past, Wade has a particular liking for covering lots of ground as he looks for the perfect turkey hideout. Here's his tip for locating those turkeys as you cover ground.
One thing I like to do a lot of times when I'm turkey hunting is if I'm either hearing a bird off in the distance or I'm not hearing anything, and I really like to do this on private land, not necessarily public land, just from a safety factor, is I'll walk and call. And by doing that, I'm trying to, in my mind at least, I'm simulating what a hen might be doing somewhere, just trying to get one to gobble, one to shot gobble, one to give me a sign that there's something of life out there. And in doing that type of hunting and covering a lot of ground, we call it kind of run and gunning. You'll find tracks, you'll find sign, you'll eventually, hopefully, hear a gobbler in those situations, and then you can make a move on them. And if they start answering your call, one of the first things you want to do in that situation is find a good place to get set up. Maybe it's a little rise that the turkey has to come over so he can't pick you out. Good trees, good shade, a little bend in the trail. Just be set up, because boy, they can come faster than you think they can.
Another skill you'll want to have handy as you head out to the field is knowing all the signs to look for that will tell you when turkey have been nearby.
Here are fresh turkey droppings right here. I mean, when I say fresh, within an hour or two, there's an old one next to it and a fresh one right here. For me, when it comes to turkey hunting, I spend as much time looking at the sign, trying to understand where the birds want to be, determining where they're going when they come off the roost. You can look at the tracks on the roads, on the trails, all kinds of different places. You start looking for drag marks when you get into the period where they're breeding the hens. That'll give you a good sense of where a strut zone might be for a bird. I'll look for where they've been feeding. They'll move the leaves around, they'll scratch a lot. You'll see them tear up cow patties at times. I mean, all of those pieces of information are as vital as hearing a tom gobble, because it'll help narrow down the key areas that you, the turkey hunter, needs to be in to find success.
We'll return to the field in just a moment, but in the meantime, take this opportunity to subscribe to our Americana Outdoors YouTube channel.
You know, the failures of turkey hunting are something that I like to talk about, and I've got some rules that I've kind of put in my mind that I break all the time after 40 plus years of turkey hunting. You know, when I sneak in to hunt birds that I think I can call off a roost, I like to get in there in a super low light, get where I think they're gonna go. The toms will start gobbling, the hens will start waking up. I like to softly purr those hens while they're on the roost, and the toms let them know where we're at. The biggest thing there, you gotta pray they're gonna come your direction. And as they're coming, you know, you gotta be pointed the right direction and try to figure out what's going on. Add a camera into it and you can have absolute chaos at the end of the day. because the camera's got to see the time before you can take a shot. So on this particular hunt, man, I've got birds gobbling all around me. There's jakes coming in, there's hens now behind me. We've spooked birds. We're kind of hidden on the side of the pond dam. And I'm tracking this one time and I can see him. Gentry can't, Gentry can see him, I can't. And the bird gets to moving over here. We're out of the corner of my eye. I see a bird now strutting on the road. And I mean, the sun's beaming through this bird's fan like crazy. I've got birds just active all around me, and I knew I shouldn't make this or even attempt this because we were pretty open to that direction and he was looking at us. I asked Gentry, can you see him? And he makes a perfect move. He gets locked in on this bird. So I've got my shotgun up and I'm easing along. I'm trying to go all slow as a mid-50s-year-old man can. My body's creaking and my arms are shaking. And I get over there and I get on this bird a little bit and I'm thinking, I'm gonna get him. Missed. For the first time that I can recall, I mean, I whipped. And when I say I missed bad. I needed a t-shirt, a hat that said I missed bad. It's gonna be my new theme, missed, but missed bad. I was low, I was right, I don't really know. I just missed, totally blew it. Well, we did everything right this morning, except one thing, and it's the final thing that you have to do. It's put the bead right on the turkey. I looked over to the right, and there was a strutter right there on the road. I mean, blown up, sun's coming up. I start to sneak over to try and get a shot, and when I finally got over there, I rushed the shot. So I'll be forever ingrained with a beautiful tom strutting and dust flying everywhere to the right side of him. We're gonna be back in here, but what a great hunt. And like I said, it was awesome right up till I pulled the trigger. And when I pulled the trigger, I pulled it to the right and I shot a lot of dust. And dust doesn't taste very good in the grease. God, I love turkey hunting. We didn't get one, but what a show. After missing and going back out and reshooting my shotgun, I actually changed one of the beads on the tri-vis from high-vis. That's a cool feature that you got. You got different beads. I wanted a little bit lower profile one. It wasn't the sight's fault that I missed bad on the other one, but I did like the lower profile. It fit me better, and I actually put a recoil pad on the end of that shotgun to make it a little longer, a little more comfortable for me. That's the first time I've ever hunted with this particular shotgun. Got everything redialed in, was smoking that target out there at 30 yards, really comfortable, and I'm ready to go again.
We'll return to the field in just a moment. But in the meantime, take this opportunity to subscribe to our Americana Outdoors YouTube channel. To kick off the debut of new turkey hunting gear from Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, let's take a look at their turkey decoys.
I've always loved the decoys when it comes to turkey hunting. I think it adds a neat element to all your turkey hunts. It can be a great distraction to birds coming in, seeing the hens and the jake decoys set up out there. We use strutters at different times as well. And when I start thinking about decoy placement, usage, and design, some of the first things that pop into my mind is I want realism. This Cabela's Pro Series that we're looking at right here, I mean, it looks, they've got great detail. You know, the raised feathers, the iridescent colors, just the entire design of them. I think that's a big key when it comes to turkey hunting with decoys is having a lot of that realism, because the turkey's got incredible eyes. He's, coming in looking at a lot of different things, and when you've got something that looks real and you're calling real good, and your setup is just really well done, you've got so much better opportunity to be able to seal that deal. I mean, I've had turkeys come within feet of me attacking decoys. I've had them totally focused on the decoys in different situations. And once I saw this new lineup, I really was impressed with it. And some of the things that impressed me was the stake. The stake storage system on this is really neat. This is gonna be the upright Jake. He's going to look real dominant out there, and compared to these two hens that are kind of in a feeding, breeding position. The stake is a little longer on this. It features some rubber grommets up here that's going to allow you to be able to adjust the height that you want it. It's going to be very durable, very tough in those situations where you're trying to drive it in the ground where it's dry and you can't get it into the ground. And it's also going to fit nicely into the hole on the bottom of these right here, so that when you get a little bit of wind, the decoy is going to have some lifelike action, because those turkeys are, a lot of times they're moving and wiggling around, whether they're in the feeding position, the breeding, or the Jake's kind of, observant to these hens, hoping to breed them. And so when I deploy these, it's a very simple scenario. You're just going to push it down into the ground. You move these grommets to whatever level, and then you once again use that hole on the bottom right here, and you put it on. That's going to be realistic out there. So if a big Tom's coming by, seeing all that, he sees the shine of those feathers and the iridescent build into it. You've got a very lifelike beard to it. It's going to help be the sealing deal when it comes time to bring in that old Wiley Tom.
Next up, let's check out the new Cabela's Turkey Chest Pack for all you avid outdoorsmen who like to keep the essentials within arm's reach.
I've always been a big fan of using the turkey vest. I mean, you've got your flop down seats on them. You got plenty of places to put gear. You can store turkeys in the back if you're successful. But as I've gotten older and run and gun even a little bit more, this turkey chest pack has really become one of my favorites. Now, Cabela's has really continued to raise the bar. They've used innovation year after year to make them better. This newest one that I've got on right here, it's quieter than years past, and there's a lot of new advancements that I really like that help make it more functional. When you start looking at how I have all my my slate calls right here, I can put a couple of them in, just take them in and out. Makes it very easy to use, very easy to store securely when you're moving and running around covering a lot of ground. All of your strikers will sit right here, and you've got room on the sides for a lot of other things as well to put in here, sandpaper, whatever that you may want to put. But then the box call mount on the bottom is really pretty slick. You've got that way to be able to loosen it to take it out. But when it comes to making noise, we've all carried turkey box calls through the woods and they're always squeaking. Well, when you look at this now in here, there's a little slit right here. That's where the paddle goes. So it just keeps everything super quiet. So when you're moving through the brush early and late, everything's going to be nice and quiet. Now when you start going up through here, you can put your mouth calls, you can put other little items that you're going to need while you're out in the field, and they'll be right at your fingertips. Guys that like to carry binoculars, they fit nice and easy right in there. You can also put your cell phone inside there for guys that take those into the field. Your rangefinder set up on this side right here, I mean, it's once again very secure. You just take that out. Your rangefinder right here, perfect for guys that like that. I keep mine clipped on to the turkey pack as well. You can put your shells in here. I mean, you carry 3 extra shells in the loops right here. You just slide them in and out for, when you're reloading. But at the end of the day, all of the ease of having everything at your fingertips makes this the perfect chest pack while you're out in the field. Quiet, very functional, and holds everything that you're going to need while you're in the field. Last thing I want to talk about is gearing up with your shells and calls. When it comes to shotgun shells, really spend some time patterning your shotgun if you can. Get that turkey choke that you want to use, get it dialed in, get it lined up, spend some time shooting some different loads. Cabela's has a wide range of different ammunition available at the stores. It's going to help you dial in to be successful out there for whatever you're shooting and for whatever recoil that you're wanting to handle. The last thing we'll talk about will be our calls. When you start looking at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's and you look online or you go in the store, there's a big wide range. You got mouth calls, you're going to have shaker calls, you're going to have slate calls, you're going to have box calls. Find the one that fits the best for you. Find the one that really, matches the sound for the area that you feel the most comfortable with. Practice a lot. And when you get out into the field and you get all these pieces of the puzzle working together, and you get that old Tom out there strutting around and gobbling, I promise you, your heart rate's going to go up, your blood pressure's going to go up, the hair on the back of your neck's going to stand up, and if you make a good shot, you're going to enjoy it when it comes time to go eat those turkeys, because they're one of the best eating game birds that you're going to find in the world. So get ready for spring turkey hunting this year at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, and can't wait to see the successful hunts that you're going to have.
Visit online to shop the entire collection of brand new gear from Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's that we featured on the show today. We'll return to the field in just a moment, But in the meantime, take this opportunity to subscribe to our Americana Outdoors YouTube channel.
We're in a drought out where the deer lease is. We're not hearing a lot of toms in the afternoon. They're gobbling a little bit around 7 o'clock. Occasionally you can get one to kind of shot gobble back to you. So I threw the crazy Jake decoys and a hen out at about 4 yards in front of me in the shade, which is, in my opinion, what a turkey wants to do this, in these conditions. And this tom, man, he kind of come over the rise, was easing around that way. And the next thing I knew, he'd spotted them jakes and he's on us. And when I say on us, he's in our lap. I can't move. He's attacking the decoy. He's pissed at the decoy. He's looking at the beard. He's looking at the fan. He's pecking on. Every time that sucker pecks me, I jump about 4 feet. I'm sure you can see it on the GoPro. He hits those decoys like 4 times. I'm not, 3 steps from him, and when he hits him decoys, it scares me to death. I'm just sitting here and I can't, there's no way I'm gonna make a move to shoot this bird. He come in so fast, my shotgun's aimed this way. He's attacking the decoys. He's strutting in that decoy. He's doing everything. All I can do is sit there. I know it's not an hour, but it feels like an hour at this point. And I mean, this tom is just putting on a show. He's pecking the decoys. He's going from one to the other. He is just puffed up. He's mad. He's making some sounds I'd really never heard. And it's like he's growling at him. He's so mad. So I'm just waiting, and I'm hoping he's gonna move to the left or go way to the right and give me a shot. Well, he goes around the tree, and it wasn't long until he went around that tree. I said, we got fried turkey and we got a great story. How cool was that? We sit here a couple of times around here. We tried to sneak in here one morning. We had them gobbling all around us. We had a good encounter with a bunch of jakes. That one was a 2-year-old bird that had come through, and I saw him coming around there, and he kind of slid in. He saw the crazy jakes, and I knew what was gonna happen. He was checking them out, beating on them, pecking on them, going around circles, showing he was the boss. And he finally lost interest and got around on the backside of that tree, and when he raised his head, I wasn't giving him any more time. That was too awesome right there. Huh? I love the entire experience about turkey hunting. For me, I can have just as much fun talking to the hens. I don't care if I'm the one that gets them, if somebody else gets them. It's just such a great experience for me sitting out here listening to them. Sometimes you don't hear anything. Sometimes you hear a bunch of them gobbling. Sometimes they come stupidly. Sometimes you sit and nothing happens. Sometimes you get a great show like that. Those crazy jakes, they're a big full body decoy. You can put a motor in them. They come with a fan. I actually used a real fan for today with the way the wind's blowing, get some extra movement in them. That was the sealer on this hunt. Once he saw those two, he kept posturing from one to the other. He'd jump on them, and then finally he went around the backside of this, and that was it, and he raised his head up for me. I couldn't take it any longer. So cool. I guess if I was summarizing turkey hunting, I love this time of the year. I'm always torn between the spawn of bass fishing and the excitement there and setting in when I'm out turkey hunting. But when I get out in the field and they're gobbling and they want to talk to my calls and they put on that show and they open that fan and they wiggle that head around and they're strutting and the hens are cackling and everybody's happy and talking, I can do that all day long. Yep, when they're not doing that, it's kind of like watching paint dry, not gonna lie. But when they are talking and they're giving you that show and they're communicating with you, even if you mess it up, you had an encounter. Man, That's like hooking a big old bass. That's like taking a big fan. That's going to be eating that fried turkey when you're done. The springtime love affairs that I have with fishing and turkey hunting, gosh, I can't wait to do it again and again and again and again. And they may have to bury me in my casket here in 15, 20 years with a turkey call, a turkey fan, and a fishing rod, and I'd be pretty happy.
Hey, thank you for watching, and join us again next week on a new episode of Americana Outdoors. Americana Outdoors is a Careco TV production.